Yo, my people, it's your boy, Mansa. Don't be lazy. This right here is the 4-step method on how to quit smoking weed. I have been sober for 315 days, which is 44 weeks or 10 months, right? And before this, I was addicted for 3 years straight. So addicted that I did my A-levels, which is literally like what Americans would call SATs, like the most important exam. As an 18-year-old, I did them high. I did my driving test, allegedly, high. I did everything high for 3 years straight. Now, step 4 is absolutely crazy. Step 4 is controversial. Like, it's probably one of the craziest things I've said on this channel. You need to take it with a grain of salt. But this method works. It worked for me and it's worked for other people as well. I'm not the only person that I've used this on. So yeah, guys, let's get right into this video. This is a video with no cuts, nothing, just me speaking. Let me know if you like this type of content. Let's go get into this. Drop a like as well. Boom. Now, the thing is, for people like me and you, the normal YouTube videos are not going to work. I watched them all. They're not going to work for people like me or you. People who've tried already to stop, and we can't. And it's because they're not telling you the raw information I'm going to tell you here from experience. Now, let's get right into this, bro. I don't want to waste no time. Let's start with number 1. This is about understanding your enemy. Right now, you probably think that you're smoking weed just because it's something that you wanted to do, but these things have been implemented into you. The fact that you think it's okay, the fact that you think it's normal, or the fact that you think it's cool, right? Which is why I initially probably was fascinated with it, because growing up, I'd see music videos and I'd also see people talking about like the good effects of it, about how Walt Disney did it to be creative and all these type of things. So it kind of infiltrated my mind into thinking it's a normal thing. Now, you need to understand that there are people on earth, I'm going to call them the lie guys, because the way that they work is based off lies. They give you beautiful lies. They make you think that dopamine now, or like cheap dopamine, is going to be great. Right, that's the lie they sell you, and then afterwards it crashes down and you realize that it was a lie, but then it's too late. So the lie guys want to push this because if everyone on earth was to smoke weed, it would be so much better for them. Do you know how easy it is to keep a guy sedated when he's smoking weed? You're sedating yourself. You're getting rid of your own energy. You're getting rid of your own will and care of the earth. You don't care about nothing, right? So they can do whatever the hell they want. They can destroy everything around you. They can destroy society, and you're going to be way more likely to just be relaxed and chill. So every single time that you take a puff, you're falling into the lie guys' trap, and you're doing exactly what they want you to do. Now, if you want me to I'm going to get a bit deeper into this. If you think this is conspiracy or whatever, you can skip to step 2, but this is still gonna help you. The only way that these lie guys can allow their end time prophecy to happen is by either having everyone on earth be good and follow God, or have everyone on earth be a degenerate. That is what they believe. And this is in scriptures, this is in a lot of things, that they believe that the only way they can make the end times come and the only way that they can bring their Messiah is by having everyone be degenerate or have everyone be following God. And the thing is, degeneracy is way easier. Go listen to any Playboy Carti song, right? You're going to be turned up. It's easy to make people degenerate. So they are trying to make everyone on earth be degenerate. They are trying to make everyone on earth be in a fallen state. They're trying to make all of the hadith that the Quran talks about before the end times come true, right? Tall buildings, men being women, women being men, a woman ripping out what is in her womb for fear of being pregnant. The Arab countries trying to make tall buildings, mass communication. Everyone's communicating, but no one actually feels close. The people of religion, there's big in number, but they're less in faith. All of these things were predicted in the Hadith 1,400 years ago, and it's the same people, the lie guys, who are pushing all of these things to happen right now. So be careful, because every time you do it and think it's normal, that is you falling into their trap. Now, step 2. Right, for anyone that's thinking I'm some conspiracy theorist, this step will be better for you. Step 2 is give yourself a split personality disorder. Now, that sounds crazy, right? But is it crazy if it works? No, it can't be crazy if it works. People called me crazy for this, right? I basically split my personality into 2, the high version of me and the sober version of me. The high version of you, right? The high version of us is inferior in every way, right? The high version of you tries to make you think, oh, he's better at dreaming. Oh, the high version of us is better at being creative. No, it's all lies. The high version of you is weaker, slower, stupider, can't speak as well, not as articulate, is less caring about everything around him, including his friends and family, has smaller goals. The real version of you is completely different. And the thing is, right, you haven't even unlocked the real version of you. When you're only sober for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, you haven't unlocked the real you yet. The real you is you before you'd even discovered weed. Remember the dreams you had. Remember the way you lived your life. Maybe you don't remember, right? But that version of you was way better. Now, the way that I want you to put this practically is the high version of you is filler episodes, and the real version of you is the sober version, which is the real movie and the real series. So you know how in a movie there's basically filler, there's the main plot. Let's say the main character is trying to do something, is trying to kill an enemy. Then there's the backstory. There's filler episodes. There's an episode in which it doesn't really relate to the main plot, but you know, they just needed an extra episode. So maybe in that movie, he's just doing something else in that series, in that episode, but it's not really related to the main plot. Every single day you are high, every single time you take a puff and you're in that state, you're in now that filler episode. So let's say you've been high for the last 3 years straight, like I was. That whole last 3 years of your life was just filler. It wasn't the real episode. It wasn't you working towards your real goals. It doesn't count. It literally does not count, right? That's like you in NPC mode. So don't even, your brain right now is probably trying to tell you, no, the high version of me is this, high version of me, no. Kick that version out. It's all NPC. I want you to change all of that into NPC mode. Now, if you think this is crazy, once again, my mindset has allowed me to stop weed. Fact, it's allowed me to quit for 10 months. So if you've tried all these different mindsets that YouTube has told you, like I did, and nothing's worked, just try this. Like, there's nothing, it's not going to hurt for you to try, for you to say, yo, this version of me is the NPC version of me. Now, that's the thing. You might think, yo, but I've been high for so long. How does it make sense? But how does it make sense that that last 3 years of my life was all filler? Well, you still have a long life to live, hopefully. So let's say you've been filler for the last 3 years, 5 years. Well, you could now have the next 5 years of your life from 20 to 25 or 25 to 30 could now be the real episodes. Could now you be actually working towards something instead of it just being filler and you wasting time. So that high version of you is inferior, worse in every way, and filler episode. You need that mindset. Because that's going to help you. Now, step 3 is replacing the weed. Cameras, come back to my face, camera. Cool. Replacing the weed. Now, I don't even have to tell you exactly what to replace it with. I'll give you some tips though. The thing is, all this time you've been high, there's been so many random things in your life you've been neglecting, you don't even realize. So for example, after I stopped, one thing I noticed was my windscreen wiper barely worked. Like it worked, but like there'd still be smudges on the screen. But I'd left it like that for months because I was just high every day. So it's like, you know what I mean? I didn't even notice. So that was something I fixed. And all my money was very sporadic. I had some money in crypto, in Phantom Wallet, some money in Coinbase, some money in Coinbase Wallet, some money in MetaMask, some money in my Barclays, some money in my Revolut, some money in my Monzo, just random money scattered everywhere. So I sorted all of that out. Because what happens is after you quit smoking weed, you start to get so bored that you start to see all of the things that you neglected, all of the issues that you had in your life before that you were too high to even figure out, too high to even fix. Now you have no other option but to start fixing them. So you start fixing all of these things and it starts to become fun, because as a human, you're going to do the most fun thing for you. And as soon as weed is not an option anymore, at first you're going to have nothing to do. You're going to scroll, but that's going to get boring, right? If you have even 1 inch of testosterone in you, that's going to get boring. And the only thing that's going to start making you happy and making you feel like you're actually doing something is doing something that's going to improve your life in some sort of way. So that's how you're going to end up fixing things in your life that you didn't even realize were bad. And trust me, you will not know these things are there. Right now, you might think your life is fine. Until you stop for at least a month, you will not even know these things exist, right? It's like the weed needs to flip and leave your brain. And you need to start seeing the real world again. You need to get out of that filler episode, out of that filler mind. And then you're going to automatically find things to replace the weed with. Another tip is with replacing it. After I stopped weed, after I set the date and I stopped, now it was much easier for me to spend money, because the amount of money I used to waste on weed, now I could spend that money on other stuff. Now it's not hard for me to buy a journal, right? Or to buy new pens, or to buy a new notebook, or to buy something for my car, right? Something to change my environment. It's not hard for me to do that, or for me to paint my room, because now I've got so much extra money because I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not spending £10 a day on that anymore, right? 10, 5, I'm not spending all that money, so I can just buy things now. You're going to have a lot more things you can buy. And trust me, there's so much more fun things to buy, bro. Trust me. There's one thing I bought FIFA, I remember. I bought FIFA like the day I stopped. And I played it for like 2 weeks and I never played it again. But I'm not someone who's ever been addicted to games. If you're someone who's been addicted to games, then you probably don't want to buy a game with that money, you get me? I'm someone who's never had that issue. So luckily, I could buy that and I played it for like 2 weeks and that was it. But anyway, stage 4. Guys, I drew this yesterday. I'm genuinely trying to figure out what the hell stage 4 is. I don't want to have any cuts in this video, what the hell was stage 4? It's just pictures of weed. Oh, I remember stage 4. Oh my God, stage 4. Okay, guys, stage 4 is important. You're going to love stage 4, guys. You are going to love stage 4. And It's going to be controversial, but it worked for me. Stage 4 is to smoke and just go crazy. Have loads. Set a date where you're going to say, I'm stopping on this date. So for me, it was on my birthday, on my 20th birthday, I was saying I'm stopping for a year, right? Which I'm going to do. I was going to say I'm on track to do. Obviously, I'm going to do it. I'm 1 month away. And I'm not got urges or anything. But now you have a date. Before this date comes, your goal is basically to get rid of any excuses, because you might have stopped before and been like, oh, but I've never smoked with this guy, so let me just smoke with him. Or I've stopped, but I've never had this type of weed. Or let me just try that. I've stopped, but I've never been super like this level of high. This day, right, before this day comes, let's say it's in a week, let's say it's tomorrow, let's say it's whenever, you need to get rid of all excuses. So before this day came, I smoked with everyone I ever wanted to. And the special day before, right, the day before, I literally had so much, like I literally got so fried that I literally got so paranoid and scared, bro. Like I literally had such a crazy amount. And that's what you should do, bro. You should have so much that it basically makes you think, yo, there's no excuse. I cannot get higher than this. Like you reach the max. I reached the max. So I'm like, I physically can't get higher. What am I smoking for? I can't get any level of higher. I can't reach anything new. So I literally just went all in and went crazy on the day before my birthday. And then my birthday came. And from that day, I never touched it again. So there is my 4-step method on how to stop smoking weed. Drop your Instagram in the comments. I will DM you. You don't need to DM me. I will DM you on Instagram and I will ask you, bro, how's it going? Sis, how's it going? You get me? It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl. I'm going to DM you and I'm going to keep up with you. I'm going to see what's going on. Whatever issues you got, maybe you can say, oh, this step doesn't make sense. You get me? I want to hear all your excuses and problems and reasons why it's not working. And more importantly and more, hopefully, I want to see why it does work. I want to see the great things about it and I want to see you guys improving. So, you know how it goes. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you comment, all that type of stuff. Subscribe. Let me know if you like these uncut videos. You get me? No cuts, nothing, just me speaking. I'm trying to improve my speaking abilities. Back when I used to smoke, I could never do a video like this. My attention span was too fried. So praise the Lord. Remember, there is a time and place for each emotion, but laziness. Don't be lazy.